All right, all right, all right. Hi, my name is Yvette Aguirre and welcome back to my YouTube channel. For today's tutorial, I am doing a Calavera, Catrina, Hallows Eve, Skull, whatever you want to call it type of tutorial. So today, the day of this video, I was actually throwing a Halloween party, my annual Hallows Eve party, and the theme of it was kind of more on the Mexican side, so like Mexican Dia de los Muertos type of vibe. So I decided to do this look. I'm starting off by lining my eyes like a fucking raccoon and making a circle and filling it in with black. As always, whenever I fill shit in with black, it's always going to be the L'Oreal, the big fat eyeliner, the jumbo one, because it just fills it up a lot faster. So here, as you can see, I'm already done, and I had picked this up at the store. I thought it was gonna be like, I don't know, a lot better than it was, but then again, it was $1 and it was Halloween type makeup. Um, so yeah, I used that to put it all over my face, thinking that it was gonna do something, but I ended up seeing that it said that it was like called grease makeup, so I didn't see that till I got home, and it literally is like grease, and I was shook as fuck when I put it on. But I worked it with it as well as I could, and I think I did a pretty good job. So what I'm using to apply it is just going to be some cosmetic wedges that I got from Target. Seeing that it's going to be very messy, I guess, since it's grease makeup, which who the fuck would buy that on purpose? Me, no one else. So yeah, I'm just going to use some grease makeup in the shade white and put that all over my face. I think this was probably what took me the longest to do. It's not hard to do, it just is kind of time consuming. And I'm not sure if it's because I didn't put foundation underneath, but I just didn't see a reason to put foundation under if I'm just gonna literally try to block off the shade that's underneath. So that's why I just put on my bare face, and that's what I'm doing. And I wouldn't say you have to work quick with it. I just think that I don't know if I would suggest using grease makeup, but that's all I had, and like my party was the day of, so yeah. And if I have any other suggestions, it would probably be to do the white part first and the eyeliner after the white part. Because now the problem I ran into was that I had to work around my black eyelids, and that was pretty hard. So obviously I don't have white translucent powder, so what I'm using is working with what I have, which would be, again, as always, the James Charles palette, and I'm using the white eyeshadow in there to set my face. I'm currently using a brush, but later on in the tutorial I do end up switching from a brush to just packing it on with a beauty blender, and that worked out a lot better. So, and this was my first time trying this look, so it's a lot of trial and error, but that's why I'm here to tell you the shortcuts you could take, because I wish someone had told me. LOLs. moving right along, I am going to set the black eyeliner that's all over my eyes with some black eyeshadow. I'm using obviously the James Charles one, and I'm using that to set it so that it doesn't keep moving. Not that it did, but I just didn't want to take any chances. So just as anything, I suggest you set it. Also set your eyebrows, especially set underneath, set the creases. Make sure that black isn't going anywhere. So, like I said, I would have suggested doing the white part first. And because if not, this is like a step you're going to need to take, which is going back in with some white and being very detailed as to cleaning it up around the circles. You can see I did a pretty good job covering up my face with the white. It was just a little bit time consuming. Right now I'm putting up on a lip liner, but later on in the tutorial I end up changing it just because this lip liner it's supposed to be obviously like a matte lip liner, a matte finish by MAC, but it just didn't feel like it was a matte and I need it to be matte. So I suggest you get a matte one so that later on when you do the like little teeth of a skull or a skeleton, they stay, because if you put it on anything else it's just going to move around and we don't want that. What I'm doing here is with an eyeliner, I'm going around with a pen eyeliner because remember that we used a fat jumbo, like inside your waterline type of eyeliner. So now I'm trying to use a pen one so I can really get a more precise shape, if you will, around my eyes because the jumbo one is obviously too jumbo and this is very thin. And I don't want to use a liquid one because that just moves around too much. So here I'm just adding some designs on the outside of my eyes. And it's honestly just making your eyes look like as if it's like a fucking doily or something. And you want to make sure that you keep all the little rings or doilies or designs, whatever you want to call them. You want to make sure that you keep them all roughly the same size. I kind of eyeballed it, but I like to say I'm pretty symmetric. Now that I finished those little doilies, I'm going to add like the crooked nose that people do for the skeleton look. Then I'm using a felt tip marker to fill in that nose. And then also, I didn't film this part, but around in those doily parts, I made an ombre of, started from red and then I went to orange and then I'm going to finish it off with yellow on the bottom. I'm going to end up adding Swarovski, how do you say it? Swarovski? Swarovski? There we go. I think so. Liz might yell at me. Shout out Liz. But I'm going to add those crystals onto those little doily spaces. And right now I'm just adding some lashes from Avi's Cosmetics. So here I'm just filling it in those last bottom few on both sides of my eyes with a yellow eyeshadow, and all these are from legit the same palette, you guessed it, the James Charles one. And I just think that adding this underneath, even though I might just add the crystals on top, it just adds a little more extra oomph. The more detail, the better, but I also didn't want to overdo it, so I thought that this was the perfect way to add a little bit more. I'm just finishing up right here, and then what I'm going to end up doing is adding those crystals, and it took me a long time to find the crystals. I didn't want just any old crystals. I wanted specifically the ones that were like iridescent AB type of crystals. And I ended up finding them at Hobby Lobby, or not Hobby Lobby. I went to Hobby Lobby, but they didn't have any, so Gus and I went to Michael's, and that's where we were able to find some. And I used in total 40 crystals, so make sure you see how much you think you're going to need because you don't want to end up running out. And I literally had just enough, so. And then also here I'm just adding some blush, but I'm using it more so as a contour bronze type situation since I am very, very, very pale right now, obviously. So I'm just adding that, and of course it's the Dolce Vita by NARS blush. Also, can we talk about how I'm filming in my room? I decorated my room as well this year, or at least like very specifically a lot on my desk. Um, just because, I don't know, I feel like you gotta own each and every single season in your life. And right now, it is Halloween season, spooky season. So, yeah, in the back, I just have like some skeletons, some pumpkins. You could see that I even have like a spooky skull mug. I don't know. I think it's all about owning each season, like I said, and just it's all the little things, you know? So here I'm going in with a black felt tip eyeliner to add the teeth to my skeleton calavera look. And I'm going to start to make up and down lines so that it can give the appearance of teeth. And I'm not really being too precise with them, just any old space does. And then I also changed my liquid lipstick. Remember how I had said that I used a lip liner? Well, I used a really matte liquid lipstick, and I'm using the shade Jealousy by Morphe. It's a really pretty rosy red, or pink. And then I'm also going to use the felt tip eyeliner and add lines up and down on my lips. And that's pretty much it for this tutorial. It has not a lot of steps, but the steps do take, the few steps that there is, you do take a while completing them, and it's all really about your precision. I think this was a really easy look, maybe just a little time consuming, but it's pretty easy for the most part, and you just gotta add the most detail that you can without overdoing it, you know? And I really had a lot of fun creating this look. This was my first time ever making it and doing it straight from my head the day of my party, and I think it turned out really, really, really good. And it's more on the cutesy side. Um, so yeah, I hope you guys liked it, and I will show you guys in a second the finished look. So now I have curled my hair. I have put on the halo crown that me and my friend Liz made. We put a lot of time and effort into that crown, and I think it turned out really cute. And again, I think that by adding like really special crystals, it gives it a more special look. I threw on a leather jacket. Here's the complete look. And then in a bit, I'll show you guys my outfit. I have a leather jacket on. I also decided to throw on a dress to show off my baby bump. And that's the complete look. I hope you guys enjoyed, and thank you so much for watching.